everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my kitchen. Bienvenidos a mi cocina. I'm going to show you how to make a really easy recipe today. This one is a slow cooker recipe and it's so full of flavor. I really think you're going to love it. It's easy, delicious, and you can make so many different meals with this. You can make tacos dorados, tostadas, you can add it to salads, make a rice bowl. Keep watching and I'll show you how to make this. For this recipe, we're going to be using 3 pounds of chuck roast. I'm also using a small bunch of cilantro for jalapeños, 1 small can of diced green chili peppers, el pato jalapeño sauce, chicken broth, 1 whole onion, and a few different seasonings. In a large skillet on medium heat, I'm gonna go ahead and add about half a tablespoon of avocado oil. I'm gonna gently place in the chuck roast. I always like to season it. I'm just gonna go ahead and sear it for about 5 minutes on each side. We wanna get a nice golden crust. I'm also adding in my jalapeños at the same time and the onions so they can get a little bit roasted. It gives this meal so much more flavor before placing it in the slow cooker. And if you want to make it a lot easier, you can definitely skip this step, but I will say this gives this meal so much more flavor. It takes about 10 minutes and it is definitely worth it in my book. So I went ahead and I seared it for about 5 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And you'll notice I'm moving around the peppers and the onions. I just really want them to get nice and sauteed and brown. Again, this gives it so much flavor. You can also do serrano peppers if you are more of the spicy lover, which normally I am, but my husband is not. So I tend to use jalapeños a lot in some of my meals because it's a lot less spicy, but you can definitely use serranos. Now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these into the slow cooker. I'm adding in the chuck roast, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add in the jalapeño, the roasted onion, and a little bit of that oil that was left over in the skillet. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the salsa, el pato sauce. Jalapeño is so delicious. If you have not tried it, definitely get your hands on it. I'm adding in some diced chili peppers, these green ones that I like getting at Trader Joe's. All the seasonings. I'm also gonna add in my chicken broth. You can definitely do beef broth. I didn't have that on hand, so whenever I don't, I just go ahead and add in chicken broth. I feel like it still gives it the yummiest flavor ever. Fresh cilantro is one of my absolute favorites. If you know, you know. It's just my favorite. I love the way it tastes, love the way it smells. So I went ahead and I add that in. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix everything really well before I put the lid on and turn the slow cooker on. I'm gonna go ahead and place the lid on this, and I'm doing low heat for about 4 to 5 hours. The best thing about slow cooker recipes for me personally is that you set it, you forget it, and then you come back later and look at this goodness. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move this around a little bit, make sure that the meat is ready, it's nice and tender. You can see here, it is absolutely delicious. I wish that you all could smell this because it smells so good. So this is almost ready. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up again one more time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 more hour on high heat, and this should be absolutely ready, perfect, just breaking apart. My mouth waters every time I make this because it is so tasty. So high heat, 1 more hour, and then it'll be ready. An hour later, I'm back, and this is absolutely perfection. I went ahead and I transferred it to a bowl. You can see here the jalapeños falling apart. The meat is so tender and juicy. This broth is so delicious. I wish that you can smell and taste this. Definitely have to try this one out. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being here. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, still give it a thumbs up. No, try this recipe. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna make it. It's so delicious and it's really easy. I think you're really gonna love this one. I appreciate you all being here. See you on the next one.